Nobody really talks about what it's really like trying to get a job in the UK. You hear things like just apply online, submit your CV, make sure your CV is good, or network more. But the process can actually feel overwhelming. In today's video, I'll be sharing the honest truth about getting a job in the UK as a foreigner. The rejections, the surprises, the moment of self-doubt, and what you can actually do to move forward. When I first arrived, I thought I would apply, they would see my qualifications and I'll get something quickly. But one thing I encountered was cultural shock. In the UK, the way people communicate in the workplace is very different. Things are more polite, more indirect, and very structured. For example, instead of saying, that's wrong, someone might say, have you thought about approaching it differently? In Nigeria, my culture, where I come from, we are often more direct, and that's not seen as rude. But here in the UK, the same directness can be interpreted as aggressive or blunt. So I had to unlearn a few habits, how to respond in emails, how to express ideas without sounding too forward, and how to handle silence in interviews. Because sometimes silence is just thinking time, not disinterest. Let's talk about something personal, my accent. At first, I was very self-conscious. I noticed when people asked me to repeat myself or when they seemed surprised that I spoke clearly. I remember leaving one interview thinking, did they not understand me or am I overthinking it? It affected my confidence for a while, and then I found myself trying to slow down just to be accepted. But eventually, I realized that my accent is not the issue. My confidence was. You can speak clearly and still sound like yourself. I focused on clarity, preparation, and confidence. Because when you know your stuff, people stop focusing on how you sound and start listening to what you're saying. I won't lie, the rejection were very hard. There were times I got the classic, we've decided to go with another candidate, and it felt like they didn't even read my CV. Sometimes I wondered, was it my name, my background, the visa status? You don't always get a reason, and that silence can make you second guess everything. There was a time when I wanted to use my second name, which was an English name, instead of having to put my Nigerian name on my CV. And yes, the truth is unspoken bias does exist. Not everyone will give you a fair shot. But I had to tell myself that's their limitation, not mine. Instead of focusing on those doors that didn't open, I shifted my focus to how can I make my profile more attractive? Am I applying for the right roles? Can I improve my CV or tailor it better? Rejection isn't always personal, but sometimes it is, and that's okay. You just have to keep going. So let me share what actually worked and how you can get into the UK job market. The first thing I would say is tailoring your CV. Not just once, but for every single role. UK employers love clear achievement-based CVs. So I focused less on job duties and more on what I achieved. The next thing I did was practicing interviews out loud. It's not enough to just practice in your head. I recorded myself, asked friends to do mock interview with me, and worked on my delivery. Now, I would also advise that you use LinkedIn. I stopped relying on job boards and started connecting with people on LinkedIn. I'll comment on posts, share my own thoughts, and message people working in the companies I wanted. I also stopped being desperate. I shifted my mindset from please hire me to here is what I bring to the table. That energy made a huge difference. Also, faith helped. I prayed through every season, asking God to guide me to the right place, not just any place. If you are currently in the UK or planning to move and you are job hunting, please hear this. You are not alone. You are not too much. You are not underqualified. You are growing. And yes, there'll be days of frustration. There'll be interviews that ghost you, emails that hurt your feelings, and roles you knew you were perfect for but didn't get. But none of that means you won't succeed. Your accent, your background, your experience, these are not the things to hide. They are part of your story. And when the right door opens, you would see that it was preparing you for something greater all along. And let me know in the comment section, are you job hunting? Have you experienced any of this? Or are you in the process of transitioning like I was? I'd love to hear your story. And if you haven't seen my video about how my accent almost cost me a job, I'll link it below. Make sure you check it out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you want more honest videos about career, faith, and life abroad. See you next time. Bye.